I am filming this before I film Beverly Hills Cop 2. I just want to get this one because this movie was just bad. Just what were they thinking? And they're making this movie, 1994, a full decade after the first Beverly Hills Cop. Could have been fine with number 2. We had a dang good duology. The second one that ramped the action a bit more. But then they released this bad movie. But I will give it some credit for one or two things. So yeah, it's like, okay, let's forget the witticisms, let's forget the laughs, let's forget his way of lying through through many things, pretending he's a member of many like groups or something that are obviously made up. Instead, let's just have him go to a freaking theme park, Wonder World. Have him try to not recover, but just find some fake funny money that's being printed in a closed section of it. And I'm like, what? So he has to summon. So he has to work with this other cop. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He finds Axel at the center of a roller coaster thrill ride at the Wonder World amusement park. Watch all three and get hooked for the whole ride. Yeah, I was hooked for the first two. I thought the third one, I didn't even want to watch it. I didn't want to ride it. I didn't even want to watch people get on a ride. I would just rather pick my nose and then just go and eat some cotton candy. That's how. I don't know. It was just dumber than two bags of hammers. I mean, we get a movie that's trying to be R-rated, and we're trying to get a different Axel Foley. I'm like, why are we doing that? I'm like, obviously you need some of the laughs. You need the Detroit grit, the Detroit attitude and style of doing things. But nope. Instead, we just get deflated, boring garbage. It's like, okay, let's have some security guards. I'm just gonna call them the Tweedle Twins, D and Dumb. And then there's also a third one. I think we'll call them Tweedledoe. I don't know. Just the fact that he tries to buy that he needs to get $35 to enter a theme park. I'm like, what? Why are you wasting your time like this? And it's like, yeah. It's like, I don't know. Just. And then, of course, he has to go down to where, like, all the costumes and all the members of the park staff are, which is fine. I mean, I like seeing locales like that. It's like, yeah, you need to change it up a little bit, but to have them go down there and they have video footage, I'm like, what? It blows my mind. We don't even get any beautiful sets of Beverly Hills. I mean, they didn't use all of Beverly Hills in the previous one. They could have included some other ones. I don't know. It just took me by surprise. And it's like, there's no laughs. There's nothing going on there. And of course, we have some mediocre villain that does absolutely nothing there. It's like where he's printing the funny money. And, obviously it's as cliche as it gets. He finds the printer. Of course, there's no, like, cell phone technology or camera that he can bring a camera. That style of plot inconvenience would not exist nowadays because we all have same cellular phone cameras that we use to record everything, including redheads with Hulk Hogan mustaches talking into phones about reviewing lousy movies. So yeah, and eventually we get to see the funny money, and then later when Eddie has his own version of saying, "Kiss my ass." No, I mean we even this film. I googled it. It said, "Do people think this is a James Bond movie?" Yes, including the over-the-top action, with the Ferris wheel, and this ride, and this with squid arms or whatever. I like that scene. I don't. I like that for whatever reason. It was tense, and obviously you need some intense moments and some action. That it was not bad. It felt, some people may not like it, but I'm like, we need to see him be a badass at least one more time. Not like working undercover, but saving people. And of course, has to deal really go underground. I said, yeah, thank you for rescuing the kids. It was tremendous. You know, I don't know. It's like it's the stuff we've seen before. This movie just didn't work out. I'm just like, no. To be fair, Eddie Murphy was going through depression at the time because of a recent box office duds or whatever. This was like after coming to America, so he had some other lousy movies and he was depressed. So I could see, like, at the time he was promoting this movie as like, oh, this is a great movie, but then retroactive he is distancing himself from it. Ergo, that one that came out like a year or two ago, 2024, and yeah, and John Landis directed it, and I mean, I like some of his work, but this is just not a good movie. I mean, think even those two got into an altercation. I don't know. Oh, and then of course they have Bronson, whatever his name is, Sergey or whatever, coming from the first movie. I liked him. It was he did feel like the comic relief that was needed. And he had the Annihilator 2000 gun, but then it launches like a net that doesn't go all the way, and like three or four things all the while. The Tweedle twins are looking right at him. They're afraid of the thing, and finally, after the fourth or fifth one comes out, and there's an explosion. That was so freaking dumb. So you know what? This was, if they toned down the violence and aimed this at kids and had it be like, I don't know, Wonderworld Cop or something, but then it's something also still like have the motif of Beverly Hills Cop. I could see this movie working, and I can't believe I just said that, but yeah. This movie, not the worst I've ever seen. This one is a stinker.